Hey y'all, what's going on? That new episode of Bad Boys dropped on Sunday and we finna talk about it. So the episode end off with Chef D walking up on Carry-On and them outside. And I'm so mad I ain't do my video on the last episode because I had so much to say. But so Chef D, he outside walking up on Carry-On and Mo City and all them that's outside at the other house. And Chef D ready to run another fade with Carry-On. Because from the last episode, Chef D was mad at Carry-On over some money. Carry-On ain't had no ones. Raz B ain't paid for bottles. Chef D came out of too much money. Woo, woo, wah. And Chef D was trying to fight Carry-On the last episode, and Carry-On was running. So Carry-On, Raz B, and Mo City outside on one side of the house. And then at the other house is Chef D. And the other niggas, they walk up on Carry-On and them. Chef D, he ready to run his fade. He ready to go another round with Carry-On. And Carry-On ain't had no choice but to square up this time because Carry-On ain't had nowhere to run this time. Ain't nowhere to run this time, Carry-On. So they start banging. You feel me? They start fighting. Chef D was definitely beating on Carry-On, but y'all know Carry-On ate those. But nah, for real, like Carry-On ate the fuck out them hits, no lie. So then they go for a second round. They go to fight again. And Chef D gonna go and trip Carry-On. I had to run that back because I was like, how the fuck Carry-On fall within the first 2 seconds of a fight? So I ran it back slow-mo and Chef D bitch ass don't fucking trip Carry-On as soon as the fight started. So as soon as they start fighting, Carry-On whoop to the ground. Which low-key didn't matter no way because we all know Carry-On can't fight for real. But it was still just like, damn, Chef D, you big as fuck. And you still feel the need to try to do little things to get an advantage over a fight. You tripping niggas and damn, Chef D is just too big for all them extracurricular ass activities. Carry-On held his own, you know what I'm saying? We all know Carry-On don't got hands for real, and he really not a fighter. That's a step up from last episode, and his ass was running. So I give him that. So then after they finished fighting Chef D, he instantly, I know where Raz B at. Where Raz at? And Raz B like, shit, I'm right here, nigga, what's up? And so Raz B just like, I don't owe nobody shit. Chef D, I don't owe you no fucking money. I don't owe nobody shit. I'm not even a confrontational ass type nigga. Like, I'm not on that. And Carry-On agreeing. Carry-On just like, I don't owe nobody shit either. Like, I don't got shit to do with that. So in other words, they was basically saying like, Chef D, you ain't getting shit from us. That's what it sounded like at first. But towards the end of the argument, Raz B ended up giving in and he was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm finna cash up you this amount of money and we finna squash it. So Raz B ended up cashing Chef D some money, his half of the money to shut Chef D up. And I'm just glad that this fucking shit is squashed. Hopefully now Chef D can stop acting like he really mad over some money for a storyline. I don't really believe Chef D was really fucked up behind that money. I believe Chef D was just trying to have drama for a storyline. So then after Raz B cash app, and I feel like Raz B was just doing that just to shut Chef D up. He was just like, okay, dude finna keep talking about this money, it's not finna end, let me just send him this and get it over with. And so then all of a sudden after Raz B cash app Chef D his money, now all of a sudden Chef D, he fuck with Raz B and Carry-On. Now all of a sudden, oh, I fuck with y'all. Yeah, I bet you do. After you got that money, after you got your money, you fuck with everybody, huh? I believe Chef D really didn't have issues with none of them. I don't believe Chef D was really fucked up about that money. Like, I really don't. Chef D basically said, like, when they got to the strip club, he wanted to get singles to throw at the dancers. And so everybody getting singles. Carry-On pull out some singles out of his bag from the last club, the last strip club that they was at. And I guess Chef D wanted Carry-On to get some fresh singles from the new club. But it's like, why the fuck do it matter? Like, ones is ones, singles is singles. Like, the nigga had singles either way, even if it was from the last club. Like, why the fuck do it matter? Like, Chef D, that's how I feel like Chef D, you really don't got a problem with Carry-On. You really don't. You just want some camera time and a storyline. Why do it matter if he had singles from this club or the last club? The strippers don't give a fuck. It's all money. You just want to have a reason to be mad. Like, you acting like the nigga just didn't have no ones. The nigga still had ones. So Chef D was basically just saying, like, he came out a lot of money. He paid for the tab. He paid for Ubers, hookah, liquor, ones. Like, he felt like he just came out of a lot of money that night and nobody put in You know what I'm saying? Like they said that they would. So he was basically just saying that that was his problem. He was fucked up about that. But I really don't believe Chef D was really even messed up behind the money like that. I really don't. So then Orlando Brown and them, they end up walking up and they asked Orlando Brown about him and Big Banger. And Orlando Brown just like, shit, me and Banger, we squashed our shit. Like, we cool. We not on that no more. And so Raz B asked Orlando Brown, he all like, okay, bro, so do you really think that you didn't start that shit? So now they into it because Raz B feel like Orlando Brown started the whole shit when Orlando Brown opened up his mouth and told the niggas on the bus that Chef D was plotting on beating Prince ass. Which I low-key wish Orlando Brown didn't say nothing and they just let Prince get his ass whooped. But Orlando Brown was basically just saying like he don't give a fuck, he can't be around no nigga. He said he had been hanging around Prince all day that day and he couldn't just be around a nigga, spending time with a nigga all day and not tell the nigga that somebody plotting on. And at the end of the day, Raz B, you should just take this as a lesson. Everybody ain't your friend. And somebody's loyalty may be to somebody else. That's why you just gotta be careful with what you say. And so Raz B, they going back and forth for a little bit, but eventually Raz B realized like, okay, I'm not gonna win this argument. You got it, bruh. You got it. Raz B ended up apologizing to Orlando Brown. He ended up apologizing to Chef D. Raz B was just like, fuck it. Like, you can tell Raz B just threw his hands up and was just like, I'm done. So they're in the bus, they going to Austin, Texas, I believe. You know, Big Lou on there just talking about how he got faith. You know, talking about the Lord and his faith and how he believe in God. And Big Banger, he step in to say like how he don't really have faith and how he don't believe in God. And I'm instantly just like, oh God. This finna start some shit. This finna kick some shit off. Anytime somebody say that they don't believe in God in a room full of God believers, it's gonna be hell to tell the captain. You can't judge nobody for what the fuck they got going on. Whether they believe in God or not. That don't got shit to do with you. And so the conversation on the bus ended up just being more mature than I expected it to be when it comes to religion. But Mo City was basically just like, shit, I believe in God. Like, I done had a lot of situations that happened in my life where I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here and I'm still here. He had a lot of eye-opener moments that let him know that God was real. And Orlando Brown was basically just saying, like, he stayed with the Bible. His faith is strong. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a couple other people was just saying their testimonies or whatever. And they kind of ended the conversation right there and cut that short right there. And I was just like, thank goodness. Yeah, but I'm glad that conversation ended and they, you know, it was cool because that shit could have got real ugly real quick. So they make it to Austin, Texas, wherever they make it to their destination. Orlando Brown, he already drunk. Motherfuckers gotta hold him up and walk him around. Like, it was just crazy. And Darrell was in the back talking about he was embarrassed. I was hollering. At the club, they turning up despite the bullshit, despite the fights that they just had. At the club, turning up lit. Chef D, he hugging all up on Orlando Brown, dry humping Orlando Brown. Did y'all see that? But it was just funny as fuck because Orlando Brown out of everybody just looked like he didn't want to be there. But so they ended up going to a few different clubs, just turning up in Texas, like doing it big. They was out all night. And so then the next day, you know, they at the house after being out all night. And Mo City and Kyrion, they in the kitchen talking, trying to catch up. And so Raz B and Prince, they joined in the kitchen and they talking this shit too. And Prince say he having fun. He love this shit. He say this shit like Black Summer Camp before adults. And that is like the perfect explanation of what the fuck this is. It's like a lit summer camp, but it's like rated R. He making the most out of his situation. Like, he having fun. Aside of having his anxiety attacks, because he had an anxiety attack last episode. So it's good to see that he enjoying this shit and he making the most out of it. And it's not like tearing him down. So Raz D was basically just saying he cool off the Chef D beef. Like, he off that, he over that, he done cashed at him, it should be over. Carry-On was saying that it wasn't even that for him. Carry-On was saying for him, it was the way that Chef D came to him about it. And the way that he approached him about it. That was Carry-On problem. So then they switched to a scene with Lou chilling in his room. I guess he a little sick, sipping on his tea. Big Banger come in his room and they kind of just like having a good time, chilling, talking. They basically talking about how they feel good that they squashed their beef. Like, they glad they squashed their beef and they back on good terms. Banger was like, he hate that they even got into it because they so cool. And that's some real grown man mature shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big Banger literally pulled Big Lou her out. Pulled this man her out at the follow. And Big Lou still willing to make amends and squash shit. That's some real mature ass shit. So then they switched to a scene. They show Chef D, Orlando Brown, and Darrell outside on the patio. They just talking, chilling, catching up, and Darrell come outside to let them know that Natalie told him that they getting a replacement. They ain't say who, what, where, but they know they getting a replacement. And so as Darrell letting all them know that Jonathan pop up, and we ain't know if Jonathan was coming back or not. We ain't seen Jonathan since, you know, last episode, and his man got fucked up. So he's probably away getting that situation taken care of. That was pretty much that. So then it's later that night. The niggas, they going downstairs. They having a house meeting because it's time to meet the replacement. So they basically just talking about the clubs they've been going to and their appearances they've been doing. And I don't know if they're not getting paid, or maybe they're not getting paid enough, or something that's going on with the clubs. And Jonathan was basically just saying they need to start moving as a unit. They need to start like being closer together, booking shit together, just sticking together and doing shit together. They having a house meeting and they talking, and Nat eventually pull up and she asked the dudes how they been doing, how shit been going on, you know what I'm saying? And they tell her like shit been cool and all that other shit. And Natalie was like, alright, I'm finna get the replacement and 2 security guards. So after Natalie was like, I'm finna get 2 security guards, I already knew some shit was about to pop off. Because why you wanna get the replacement and then you need security with you too? Some shit finna kick off. So Natalie gonna get the replacement. It's some nigga named Adonis. He supposed to be the king of Miami. And Adonis, he came in on 10. He came in on 10. And he was gunning for Chef D. He called Chef D out. Like, nigga, what's up? Chef D get up and they instantly just start fighting. They just start fighting. And Chef D is big as fuck. But Jonathan was rooting for Chef D. And Jonathan was happy and cheering Chef D on. So, just from the sounds that Jonathan was making, it sounded like Chef D was winning. Because Jonathan was just too happy. And Jonathan was team Chef D. So I just doubt Jonathan was happy to be watching Chef D get his ass beat. But they cut the episode off of that. So we don't really get to see the fight for real. We just seen the beginning of the shit kicking off or whatever. We're going to have to wait till the next episode to see the fight. Y'all know how Zeus do us. But all in all, it was a good episode. You know what I'm saying? It was a good episode. Chef D, I'm glad Chef D finally squashed the beef with Carrion and Raspy, because he was really just trying to do that for a storyline. So now that Chef D don't got no storyline, now that Adonis is here, now this is his new storyline to carry on. They say that Carrion tried to give Chef D his money before all this shit happened. And Chef D was like, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And if that's true, that just goes to show, like what I said before. Chef D really didn't give a fuck about the money. He ain't give a fuck about no money. He just wanted a storyline. That wasn't true. And if Carrion never gave Chef D any money, he probably can't afford it. But yeah, that was pretty much it, y'all. That's all I got for y'all this week. Make sure y'all like my video. Subscribe to my channel. Show me some love. Leave a comment on my video. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll see y'all next week.